Welcome then here to Hawkstone Park in England for this international motocross, and we have a great lineup of top-class motocross riders on show for you here today. One in particular, racing back in Europe now after a couple of years away, is the American Talon Volan. And is it easy racing on an unknown circuit?
No, it's not. I've never been here before, and you know, out in practice it's just a chore trying to get familiar with the track. It's a beautiful track, and it's a very big and long track, so a lot of places I don't know how far I can fly off the jumps and stuff, so I'm learning it, and I don't got it completely dialed in, but I'll start this first moto and I'll learn as the moto goes on.
With the MJ Church English racing team for this season, how are things working out?
Yeah, everything's working great. You know, the team manager was my mechanic in 95-96 with the Jan de Groot team, so a very good relation, and the team lets me do a lot what I want as far as bike setup and everything, so I think that today I can go out and prove that our program is a winning program. Yeah, you know, I'd like to thank all the spectators and all the people in Europe and here in England that have, you know, welcomed me back with open arms. And if you want to find out more information about me, you can go to www.talonvolan.com, and there's all kinds of things on there about my racing. So thanks again for the fans and all the support.
Well, team member for the American this year, the New Zealander, Darrell Atkins. And Darrell not racing here today, and we asked him why.
Yeah, I was in La Reunion and I had quite a bad accident there on the 125 and cracked my pelvis, so I'm just coming back to racing now, or back to riding. I spent a week on the bike and I feel very comfortable and happy, but my fitness isn't up to standard, so I don't want to risk any pre-season injury by taking a risk here today.
So we join the action first of all in Moto One of the 125s. Billy McKenzie, number 4 here, not having the best of starts, taking a tumble, as you can see by the back of his shirt, and way down the field. But it was Neil Prince that led them away on the number 100 bike. He was being chased by the number 6 bike of the Belgian rider, Patrick Cap, and the number 19 bike of fellow Belgian Kevin Strijbers. There was Talon Volan. He also had not had a good start in the race. 29, that was the Australian Brett Metcalf on the Millennium KTM. He also had not had the best of gates here at the Hawkstone Park circuit. But there's one man that had worked his way out into the lead, number 6, Patrick Caps. He had Kevin Strijbers, and that young man, Mark de Ruver, the Dutchman, right on his tail here in Moto 1. Neil Prince, the former 1994 British 125 champion, was dropping down through the order. The 29-year-old is beginning, obviously, to feel the pressure of the faster riders. But he knew the circuit well and could keep a good pace and hopefully would end up with a good position. But the battles were on right down through the field as some of the top Grand Prix motocross riders throughout the world came here today to test their skills against this sandy Hawkstone circuit. It doesn't take prisoners, but for Patrick Cap's number 6, well, he led this one, he had it in the bag. He rode well here last year in the International. Number 16, that's Marco Dorsch, the German, also on a Millennium KTM for this year. Number 82 going through there, that's Kim Askenazi, another Australian, on a KTM. Strijbers behind him. A young Kevin Strijbers there on the Yamaha, the Belgian, finding his way easily round in the sand. But the rest of the field could only just play catch-up to the man that was out in front. Number 18 there, that's Antti Kallinen on an Albion KTM. But 76, Talon Volan, that bad start had put him way down the field, but he was battling back through. But in the end, it was Caps that took the win. Strijbers was second with de Ruver third. Young Tom Church fourth, and only race leader Neil Prince down in 5th. So as the open class riders came down onto the line, remember, we got Pigeon, the 250 world champion, in there, and Stefan Everts, plus our very own Jamie Dobb, the 125 world champion. How is he feeling to be back here in England, racing again?
I'm feeling really good. Hopefully I can give them what they want and give them a win, and it'll be nice. It's just a building process now, and there's Mikkel's here who's going to be defending the title this year, and hopefully we can get a little judge on, see how we are between us, and because I really feel that he'll be the main competition this year, so it'll be good.
Hasn't raced on the circuit here at Hawkstone since last year. How was he getting on after practice?
It's pretty difficult. It's nasty, really. It's not been this bad for a while. Hopefully throughout the day it'll get better. There's like some hidden bugs basically that you'll be thinking it's hard, and then you lose the front end, it sticks in a hole, so it's going to be a tough. You've just got to be careful and watch it don't catch it out, really.
One man that Dobb will have to race against this year, World 250 champion Frenchman Michael Pigeon. We asked him, had he been here before?
No, never. When I was a kid, I used to watch that track on TV, watching the 500 GPs. It was maybe 10 or 15 years ago, and I don't really remember the track. And it's fun. It's just you know, that one practice. It's a little bit short to remember the track. There's a lot of turns and big uphills and downhills, but I like that kind of track. So I think it feels very good for this afternoon.
How did the 250 world champion rate his chances against the British world 125 champion?
Well, today I think so. You know, he's home. He knows probably the track better than I do. You know, he's coming from 125, so it's a new challenge for him to go on 250 and try to beat me. So I think he's probably working really hard. But you know, I just see him as another competitor, and you know, I will give my best. And I don't think he's going to be more dangerous than the other one. I'm confident. So. We will see this afternoon on the track, but the most important day for me is the first GP, and today just a warm up. And if Jamie is too good, then he will be too good. But you know, even on a race like this, I don't like to get second, so I will give my best to beat him.
3 world champions there: Michael Pichon, Stefan Everts and James Dobb here at this Hawkstone Park International, to the delight of the crowd. So the first of the 2 open international motos coming down onto the line. 250 machines upwards. We've got 4 strokes in there. 0-3, that's Marnik Bevorts. Number 5 beside him there, that was Jussi Veveläinen from the CAS team. Everts is in there, Dobb is in there. This really is almost a British Grand Prix, so to speak. But it is 81, that's Stuart Flockard on the RWJ new 450 Honda that leads, and that's David Campbell there right behind him. There's Dobb, the 125 world champion. There's Everts, the 500 world champion. There's Bevorts, 37, just shooting through there. That was Jamie Breen on the 250 Honda, but where is Michael Pichon? And there he is. He's way down the field. I can only imagine he's taken a tumble on that opening lap. So we've got 3 world champions in this race. I think that's the first time ever. This really is a true international when you've got 3 of them. There is number 21, David Campbell on the CAS Honda from Bridgestock. There is Everts. He's not having the best of times of it by the look of things. He was complaining about his arms from early practice, but it's tough out there. It's a very hard circuit here at Hawkstone Park. Many can testify to that. Bevorts going through with Everts behind him, so I think Everts is starting to drop off the pace. Number 11, I think that was Peter Ivan on the KTM 570. Another rider moving up onto 4 strokes. But here he is, James Dobb, rode here last year. He's out on the 250 KTM. He's the world 125 champion. He's got Stuart Flockard there behind him second. 3rd place man now, David Campbell, under pressure from, well, I think that was Bevorts, because there is Everts. 0-1, 0-3 for Monique Bevorts, the former 250 runner-up and the 500 runner-up in the World Championships. So, say 3 world champions racing here today. We've got some great riders. So this really has turned out to be a spectacular international. There must be best part of 7,000-8,000 people here to watch it. It's almost going back to the old Grand Prix days. So as the riders settle themselves down, this track takes no prisoners. You make a mistake here at Hawkstone Park, it will most definitely throw you off the bike. 1-1-1, that's the Japanese rider Asuta on the CAS Honda. So he's new to racing here in the UK, but here's one man that knows all about UK tracks. James Dobb, 64. Marnik Bevorts there. Now, is Marnik in 2nd place at the moment? I'm not actually sure. I think he may be 3rd or 4th. That is David Campbell beginning to drop off the pace just a little bit. No, there's Flockard, so that must mean Bevorts is indeed up into 2nd place. What a great ride from him. Asuta just going through. 31 there in the shot. That's Chris Lillywhite on the Chambers KTM. And this here, number 55, well, this is Mark Huckenbridge on the VOR. Mark rode the 250 Kawasaki's last year, and Everts is beginning to make his way up through the field, and so is Pichon. There he is. Michael Pichon challenging now, coming through, I think, to take nearly 2nd place, so that's an incredible ride. He was dead last on the first lap. He's come right through the field of about 40 riders, and he's also, I don't think he's going to catch Dobb before the checkered flag, but he certainly has ridden courageously. So, James Dobb, World 125 champion, changing up to the 250 class for this year. Can he win it? David Campbell on that new 450 Honda, proving to be a good fight. That's we're looking for James Noble, number 20, another 450 Honda rider. There is Everts, and he's looking slow. Stefan's obviously having some kind of problem. I'm not sure what it is. That's Dobb going through. There is Pichon. He really has inspired the crowd here today. They're clapping him all the way around the track. It's the checkered flag then for Dobb. Pichon indeed takes second place. What an incredible ride from the 250 world champion. Well, the results then officially: James Dobb takes the win from Pichon, from James Noble, Monique Berwoods and David Campbell there. 5th place, 11 points. A great ride from Dobb, but a great ride from Pichon. Welcome back then to Hawkstone Park Motocross Circuit here in Shropshire, England for this international. 125s are on the line for their second moto of the day. Can Patrick Capps do it again? There's Stephen Sword, number 2. The second in the British series, the 125 series of last year, the national series, also the British Supercross champion. There he goes on the Moto Husqvarna. So can Stephen Sword? No, because it's that young man Neil Prince that leads them through again. Prince hails from just up the road here. Welshman, now living in Abingdon in Oxford. Neil, the former 94 British 125 champion. There's Billy McKenzie, number 24. There's Talon Voland, 76. Voland again not getting the best of starts, and we've got a faller. Oh, right in his back. That was number 44, Graham Gowland, going into 32. Jordan Rose, and Jordan not happy with that. That would have been a footrest right into the base of his spine. Very painful, but it's Patrick Capps, winner of race 1, back out into the lead again here at Hawkstone Park. Obviously loves the sand. Who's in second place? It's Stephen Sword, the young Scot. There's Neil Prince, the early race leader. The scraps are on further down. Where's number 8? Mark Deruva. Well, he'll be in amongst that group somewhere, I can assure you. There's Billy McKenzie, number 4, going through. But what a great race this is. Talon Voland, well, he's having a better outing this time. That's Kevin Strivers, number 19 there behind him. There's McKenzie. Well, he's had a better start to this one. He threw it away on the start line, literally, in race 1. But Patrick Capps, he rode superbly here last year in the International. He's changing from Yamahas this time back onto KTM that he's ridden for so many years. He's got that man, number 2, Stephen Sword, the Scot, right behind him. There's Voland. And Voland going well in this one. There's 34 going through, and that's Candy Dyker. That's one of the Belgian riders. There is McKenzie, the Scot. Oh, it's getting, and there's Neil Prince, just about to go past number 64. Oh, I think, is he going to lap him? That's David Dibble from Street. Well, Princey, the former British champion, going well. Ooh, that was almost off that time for the man that leads it, Patrick Capps. Quiet speaking Belgium, nice man. There is the Scot, Stephen Sword from Lockerbie, right behind him in second place on the Motor X Husqvarna. And it really is getting rough out there at the moment. There, I think on the inside we just caught a glimpse there of Mark Deruva, number 8 from Holland, challenging Talon Voland, but nobody challenges this man at the moment. He has clearly got this track well and truly sorted out. He knows his way around it, and so he should. Comes from Belgium. Now there is Stephen Sword being urged on by the crowd. You can catch him. That, just for a moment, we caught a glimpse of Deruva going through. There is Voland going through. It really is starting to hot up to a cracking race here at Hawkstone Park. It's a tough track. The big whoop sections, the big bomb hole. It's deep sand. It really does rough up. And the suspension has to work overtime. Into the whoop section goes Patrick Capps. Stephen Sword in second place, and there's Deruva right beside him in third. I think Deruva's going to go for second unless Sword can hold him off. There goes Capps, and it is the young Dutchman, Mark Deruva, 19 years of age, 3 podiums in Grand Prix last year in the 125 class. He is a rider certainly to look out for as the rest of the field make their way through there. Number 18, that's Antti Kallinen, from Finland, who raced in the British Series last year. There is the number 19 bike of Kevin Strivers, the Belgium, another rider to look out for in the future. Number 12 going through there, that was Wayne Smith on the Y-Bikes machine, but there is the man that has stamped his authority all over this event here today at Hawkstone Park. That, of course, was number 6, and look at this. 76 Talon Voland. I think he's got third at the moment. Yes, I think, and that's where is, there's Billy McKenzie. I was just looking out for Deruva again. McKenzie, well, he's going well this time. McKenzie running in the top 6. There is the checkered flag, out again for number 6. Of course, it's Patrick Capps, and even our finishing marshal there being bowled over by the result. So here he is, Caps confirmed the winner, Daruba second, Volan third, Strivers fourth, and a credible finish in fifth place for Scotland's Billy Mackenzie. But for the World 500cc champion Stefan Everts, things were not going so well. We asked him why.
I'm looking forward, really much. Just this morning in practice I felt a little, my arms start to pump up and the track is really heavy. I've been doing a lot of riding in January and beginning of this month, and but still, you know, the track is so heavy that I had problems with my arms.
He's the second man ever to win all 3 world motocross classes. How did he feel when he crossed that line at the last Grand Prix?
Well, it's right at that moment, you know, you don't know what you're feeling or you don't know what you're thinking, but afterwards, you know, if you can think back about all the years I've been racing and see now that I win all 3 classes, you know, that makes feel me really satisfied what I've been doing, and that's the nicest part. But just at that right moment when I cross the finish line, it's like, yes, I got it. It's, you know, it's more afterwards that you can enjoy it.
But for the World 250 motocross champion, Frenchman Michael Pigeon, the first race had not gone well. We asked him why.
Well, I crashed in the first turn, and you know, if you look at the race from outside, you think that everything was fine, but I had a lot of pain on my fingers on the right hand, and I was still pushing really hard to come back up front, but I couldn't really use the front brake, and my ligament a little bit twisted.
So with Pigeon now not racing in his second moto, the Open International riders coming down onto the line. Number 20 just there, James Noble. He had a good result from race 1. Number 77, that's Jonathan White on the all-new Suzuki 440. Here we go. Gate drops. Who's going to get that all-important first corner? And, well, it's Stuart Flockard once again on that RWJ 450 Honda. Dobb was behind him. There is number 51 going through in that group. That's Brad Anderson. So it is James Dobb that took absolutely no time at all in placing himself at the head of the pack. There he is, winner of race 1, the World 125 champion. That is Stuart Flockard, better known for freestyling more than anything else. Stuart Flockard, great schoolboy racer in his time, but does a lot of freestyle stuff now. They're going well here today, especially on that new Honda. There was Bavorts just going through, but James Dobb clearly in a class of his own. No Michael Pichon to challenge him in this second moto. Stefan Everts having problems with his arms pumping up. So as they come through, that looks like number 5, and that is indeed CAS Honda rider Jussi Veveläinen. There is Stefan Everts, the 500 world champion. So the Finn having an inspired ride at the moment. There's Flockard, number 81. So we're waiting for the rest of the pack to come through. This looks like David Campbell on the 21 bike. Indeed it is. He had a good ride in race 1. CAS 450 Honda once again. So as the rest of the field pick their way through the humps and the bumps here at this Shropshire circuit, it's James Dobb on the 64 factory KTM, the World 125cc Grand Prix champion, that leads this second race. We're looking back for second place. Who's it going to be? Oh, well, that's number 20. And that, of course, is James Noble. Great ride. James on the KTMs last year, riding the 450 Honda again. Then it's Jussi Veveläinen. There is the Japanese rider. That's Asuta, another one of the CAS Honda riders for this year, replacing Gordon Crockard in the team. David Campbell coming through. Gordon Crockard, of course, a non-starter here today. There's Stefan Everts behind number 10, Colin Dugmore, the South African. So it really is an international star-studded class here today. All 3 world champions from 2001 to 2002 are here. This is one of them, James Dobb, the Brit. The first ever British rider ever to win that 125 crown. We've had 250 world champions, we've had 500 world champions, but never a 125. The closest, I think, ever to it was Paul Malin. And he had to retire the following year with injury. Beaten by Seb Tortelli that year, the Frenchman. But that is the Japanese rider, Asuta. He's going well, and well, that looked like, I think that was 13 going through, I'm not sure. But that's 21, that's David Campbell. They're in amongst that deep sand, so sometimes it's a bit tough to pick up the numbers. There is the 500 champion, Stefan Everts. Well, you'd expect that man to be going quite well on this particular surface. And there is Jussi Veveläinen, the Finnish rider on the CAS bike, going absolutely like a train. There's Dobb heading up towards the big sand hole here at Hawkstone Park, a favourite feature of the riders. They leap into it. It's about 10 foot deep. So Dobb absolutely on brilliant form here at the moment. Behind him, second place, James Noble at the moment on that new 450 Honda, but Dobb is going to come round to take the checkered flag again for the second time here today. What a great ride, and what a good opening ride for him to show everybody else in the world that he is something to be reckoned with as far as the World Championships are concerned. There's Jussi Veveläinen, but it was indeed James Dobb who took the 25 points to make it a maximum of 50. Noble second, Veveläinen, Peter Ivan and Stuart Flockhart finished in 5th place. Great ride from all these lads. In the 125 overall result went to Patrick Katz, Daruva second, Strybus Volan and Antti Kalanen in 5th place. That's the overall results with the champagne and the celebrations. In the 250, the open class, Jamie Dobb, of course, took the result. 2 wins from Noble, Ivan, Veveläinen and Stuart Flockhart in 5th place. Great riding from the boys here at Hawkstone Park.